I want to speak briefly about customer experience, because everything nowadays, if you look at the corporate world, if you look at companies that have done really well, not just in terms of branding. I mean, for example, a company that's done really well in terms of branding is Virgin. Why have they done well? Of course, not just in the name. You can have a great name, like everyone's going to come across that name without even the branding, because at some point everyone's a virgin. At some point everyone's going to lose their virginity. I say everyone, you know, excluding nuns and excluding people who decide that they're going to be single for the rest of their lives, etc., etc. But what I'm saying is, it's a catchy name. It's you know, it's something that's in everyone's language, so you can't escape from it. But not only that, there are extensions. So for example, there's Virgin Trains, Virgin Phones, Virgin Planes, Virgin this, Virgin that, Virgin this, Virgin that. And all of those reinforce this one brand called Virgin. And then you look at, and I'm not talking about that, right? So I'm just giving you an example. One could be just a name. Another one, like for example, Apple. It could have been any other name. It could have been banana, it could have been strawberry, it could have been whatever. But there hasn't been another name like that, for instance, depicting a fruit that has done so well. Why have they done so well? Because they cotton on to one thing that now a lot of the corporate world is now really understanding and paying attention to, and that is the needs of the customer. Traditionally, companies like Microsoft, for example, they developed systems that they believed were well designed for example, business use or practical use, according to what they believed to be correct. Not to say that they hadn't done any research, but when Apple comes in, Apple focused on one thing: ergonomic design. Design the product around the needs of the people. Design a product that will feel good, that will look good, that will freaking taste good, that will smell good, whatever. It all comes down to one thing. When you look at all of the successful brands of today's day and age, the companies that are, I'm not just talking about companies that have done well, because if you look historically, some companies that have done well simply because of the market, the timing, because they had the first, I don't know, the newest technology at the time. But the companies I'm talking about, the companies that have sustained market share and growth, are the companies that understand one core principle, and that is, we must focus on the customer experience. And I'm quite passionate about customer experience, and that comes from a lot of companies that, you know, they may focus on the call center, for example, or, you know, the way you talk to customers. But my belief is that the customer experience starts with the moment of purchase, even before the moment of purchase. Actually, if I'm browsing for something, if I'm looking on an Apple website, or if I'm looking at Microsoft web, any kind of website I'm looking at, that's the moment that my customer experience of that brand begins. And as I go through, and we're talking about design, even from a web development perspective, can I find what I'm looking for quick? Now, I'm going to give you an example of something that really annoyed the hell out of me recently. What company was it? Funnily enough, I can't remember what company. I think it was a boiler in one of my properties. I had a problem with the boiler and I needed to call the company. It was under warranty, and I'm looking at this site and I'm looking everywhere on this site and I cannot find a goddamn phone number. That's an example. It needs to be there straight away, and immediately I'm like, I don't even want to, I want to change my boiler. I don't even want this company to be managing my boiler. So you know, as I said, the customer experience starts from even before you buy the product, all the way through, once the customer's bought the product, to the after sales, to the maintenance, to any query about that. And this is why Apple, for example, are so hot. And if you've got a problem with your phone, they can't fix it there and then. They'll give you a brand new phone. What kind of experience is that? That's awesome experience. I had an experience with them where I had a MacBook Pro, and It was just coming to the end of warranty, and I had one particular problem where the driver is making a lot of noise. So I explained it and I said, look, I can't get in within the next week when the warranty expires. And he said, look, no problem, I'll extend the warranty for another 30 days. Amazing experience. So why am I telling you this? I'm saying it because if you're an organization listening, what you need to do is focus on the customer. Is the customer always right? No. But one person, it takes years to build a reputation. It takes seconds to lose it. The best form of advertisement, the best form of marketing is word of mouth. You know, they say even negative, negative attention is attention, or negative marketing is still marketing. I don't think that's true. I mean, yeah, it's marketing. Yeah, if you want 1,000 people, 100,000 people to know your name and something really catastrophic happens at your stores or something like that, I don't know how good that is. Yeah, people will know about your brand, but they'll associate an anchor and have an attachment, a negative connotation with your brand. You want people to have a consistent experience of your product. And the reason I put this particular video on my personal videos, uploads or whatever is because essentially what I'm talking about is not a product at all. It's not one of these big brands at all. Essentially what I'm talking about is you. You want people to have a consistent experience of you. Not just a consistent experience of you. People can have a consistently shit experience of you. But what I'm talking about is an experience that, think about it in your life for a moment. Take a moment to think about this. Think of someone that makes you feel a little down, or that makes you feel a little negative, for example. Someone who may always be down, or someone who may always complain, or someone who may always talk about a particular issue, for example, that you don't like talking about, or subject you don't like talking about, and the feelings that evokes in you. And just forget about that completely, right? Now think about someone for a moment who you think, you know what, they're one of my closest friends, or they're someone who you really respect and admire, someone who might go through hardship, but you wouldn't know. Or if they go through hardship, their strength of character, their way of dealing with things, their attitude to life really inspires you. It kind of gives you good feelings. You've just got someone with a consistent experience, you've got a consistent experience of someone in a positive light. Now, as I said, I talked about marketing earlier on, and you can have negative marketing and you can have positive marketing. And we're not talking about products, we're talking about you. Wouldn't it be amazing if you gave more of yourself to others, being more present to others, and in that, and helping others more, and in that, giving people an experience of you that's positive and more consistent? I think that's awesome. And I suppose it's because I really, really am passionate about people. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Yeah. Customer experience. People experience. So I'm going to leave that thought with you. What can you do more often? What good things can you do? We've all got good qualities. We've all got bad qualities. We've all got like cock-ups and flaws and all of that we can improve on. But what good qualities can you work on even more? Or you can do more often, demonstrate more often, practice more often, share more often. And do a few more of those. Just do a few more. Just a few more. And try that. And let me know how it goes.